Oh! YouTube, hello! I did a lot of editing in this video. I tried to actually blur out my feet and I could only do one foot. I couldn't figure out how to do the other one. Anyways, here's Holla. We're going to go and forge some weapons. I'm gonna forge a knife. He's gonna forge a double-sided axe. I'm over here trying to find the place. It's in a mall. And oh look, hey, we found it! The drunken smithy. And there's a doggo. Once we got in, we found out what the doggo's name is. It's Honeymead. Say hi to Honeymead, everybody. Hi. And just so you guys know, we're here because it's this guy's birthday. I decided to do a railroad spike, and he's doing the double-sided axe. Ooh. And while we were waiting, we were looking at all the weapons. There's Honeymead. And they had some really cool weapons there for sale. So we were checking those out. Also, by the way, just for you guys, you see this peepo here? I've hidden a bunch of peepos throughout this video, and if you can guess how many there are, including that one, I'll give you a cookie. They also had Thor's hammer, and outside of foraging and buying weapons and other things that they make in the forge, there's this other section here that I'm showing you. That's just you can come in and like have a drink and hang out. So they got a lot of options here that you can do. And here are the safety requirements. Stay safe. Always want to safety first. But yeah, we're waiting for our metal to heat up. One of the first things that we got to do here, Tom helped us throughout most of our forging experience. And right now he's helping me get a handle in my railroad spike. One of the things that I kind of messed up here is, you see, he gave me that thing, and all I'm supposed to do is like get it in position and then start turning it. Kimmy, what are you doing? You don't need to tighten it. Just start turning. Yay, there you go. Good job. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you get it in the forge and it gets all heated up, but it starts to cool down fast. And if you don't start working on it quickly, it's going to cool down and then you can't do anything more with it. And that's kind of what happened here. So we had to heat it back up. And since I only had a little bit left to turn, Tom went ahead and did it for me. Make sure it got it all nice and straightened out with the blade there. Thanks, Tom. And then Holla here is getting his blade prepared. So a lot of what we had to do in the beginning was hand hammer. I mean, I guess we didn't really technically have to, but we watched so much Forge and Fire that we really wanted to like see what we could do manually a little bit. But once we got to a point, or once Holla got to a point where he didn't need to use the hand hammer, he used this mechanical one, I guess. Where you use like a foot pedal, and you gotta be really careful with the foot pedal, because if you just push too hard down, then it's just gonna put too much power down on it and like ruin your piece. But you use your little foot on the pedal down there and just carefully put pressure on there to start shaping it. And one of the things, if you notice, it was like really red looking and then it got kind of back to gray looking. Again, like I said earlier, it gets really cold really fast. We had to keep putting it in the forge, taking it out and whacking it with either our hammer or the mechanical hammer, and keep putting it back in. And so there's a lot of repeating of back in, back out, back in, back out. But it's still a really cool experience. There we are. Tom is helping Holla make sure that the blade is super straight as, or not the blade, sorry, the handle. Wanted to make sure that the handle's super straight. And sometimes, like, even though you use the metal mechanical hammer thing, it's good to just do manual hammering on some like small adjustments, or else you might do too much if you do the mechanical one. But yeah, once he got his hammer straight, this other guy, which I didn't get his name and I feel so sorry, he's like working on this handle for this sword, and like look at that, it was gorgeous. Anyways, here's some of my hammering action. And he's over there telling me to hit it harder. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit harder. And look, I like barely even hit it even harder. Come on, girl. You can hit harder than that. Anyway, so after a lot of manual hammering, Tom was like, okay, I think you're ready to just go ahead and start using the mechanical hammer, because it was just like, come on, what are you doing? So for mine, because I'm using the railroad spike, he wanted me to go side to side so that it would flatten it out like a little bit wider. I was telling my community that I was making this video, and one of them gave me a tip to make my video even better. I have a pro tip. Do a backflip. Makes any YouTube video 1000% cooler. I gotta do it. I got a plan. We're gonna do a backflip. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Is this video 1,000 times cooler, or is it 3,000 times cooler because I did 3 backflips? I can't even talk. Anyways, back to the hammering. So Holla got his handle all situated. So now he's working on making the blade part. So he's got to like flatten out the edges so that way it makes it a little bit easier for him to start like shaping it and like getting it sharp in the way that he wants. So he's like widening the blade so it's a little bit bigger than the original. If you see the left side, it looks a little bit like taller, like wider than the right side there. So he did it a little bit of manual work, and then now he's doing the mechanical one. You can kind of see like he's getting it all shaped up there. And then once you're done, you like put it in this stuff to like cool it down and get it ready for the next step. But like what I showed you earlier, there's this that's just the coolest fencing sword ever. Anyways, it was lunchtime, and they gave us sausages, and they made these sticks like a while ago, and so we were able to cook the sausages in the forge. And that was, well, they told us not to stick it in the forge, or else it would just immediately burn and fall off, so you had to like be kind of close. Stop touching! There was my lunch. There's Holla's lunch. What is that face? Anyways, and then there's Honeymead. Give pets always to the doggos. And there's this, they had a display of swords and other things that the blacksmiths had made. Da-na-na-na. Okay, so lunch was over, and now we're working on making our blade sharp. We're just trying to get rid of all the stuff that's on the blade there. I feel really bad. I kind of like forgot what that stuff was. Maybe I'll put it here in the video, possibly, if I remember. But yeah, so once we've dipped it in the water there, cleaned it off, now we're going to sharpen it. We got our profile. Oh, not sharpen yet, sorry. We're getting the perfect profile. You see those little white spots on there? That's where Holla wants to like kind of take some of it off to get a better symmetrical shape. They give us a little white marker. So now he's like getting the shape that he wants, a little bit more precise than like smacking it with the hammer. And after you get the shape you want, then you take it to Nick here, who takes it into this double bevel thing just to get a lot of the excess steel off so you can start to sharpen it. So here he is working on Holla's two-sided axe, getting that nice double bevel in. And then bam! He's working on my knife. Getting that nice. It looks so cute. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to start sharpening this thing. But yeah, so here is our lovely knife and axe right after the double bevel. Again, it's not sharp yet. Wait a minute, what is going on here? Why is this smoking? But before we can sharpen, because sharpening is the last thing, we have to quench our blades. That means we get it to a super hot temperature, which means we gotta just like let it sit there. There's Tom putting our blades in the forge, waiting for it to get hot. I didn't record the quenching, but you basically put it in oil right after it gets super hot to harden the steel and get it ready for sharpening. It kind of also makes it like dark a little bit like that. And I love that red color, but that's not on my blade anymore after the end. But yeah, wait a minute. What is that? There's a chip in my blade. I was so stressed out about that because I was afraid that that it wouldn't come out when I went to sharpen it. Anyways, this is Maeve. So she was helping anyone who was working on an axe like Holla here, to get really nice shiny look to the axe there. So you had to like use the fire on both sides. You can see it already changing there, getting rid of that like kind of rough look and getting it a little bit more shiny and pretty looking. And then before he can sharpen his blade, he had to put this handle, like a rope handle, so it's more comfortable to hold. So there he is trying to get it perfect. But yeah, the very last step is sharpening. Here we are sharpening. And they had 3 different grinders with 3 different grits, and they told us that at a 15-degree angle you do 3 swipes on each side. 3 grinders, 3 swipes on each side. Oh my god, jump scare. And look! After sharpening my blade, the little chip is gone! I succeeded! It looks so pretty. And you gotta put some oil shine on it to make it rust resistant. Doing the cut test. Look how it cuts like butter! Heck yeah. I'm so proud of myself. Here's our finished blades. Yeah. All oil. Wiped down with oil to keep it without rust. And now it's time for the final results. Okay, so if anybody stayed, one of the last things they had us do is if anybody could cut this card, yeah, that one right there, you would win something. And it was Holla's turn. And he cut it! Look at that. Heck yeah. It was crazy. That was the second round.
Okay, so your prize is a free t-shirt and an hour of axe time. And you get to sweep our floor.
But yeah, it was so awesome. I can't believe he did it. I mean, I had all faith of him. Anyways, goodbye. That was it. Bye. See you next time.
Oh, it's a gimme karma.